As you can see behind me here, we have a few gravestones, but what you
On October 22, 2021, reporter Sam Hessler of WNYT News Channel was stationed at Green Ridge Cemetery in Saratoga Springs, New York, for an early morning live broadcast. The segment was routine. Coverage of spooky seasonal twilight tours being offered in the days leading up to Halloween. The sky was dark, the air cool, the headstones standing in orderly silence behind her. Nothing appeared out of the ordinary.
And as you can see behind me here, we have a few gravestones, but what you can't see because it's dark.
The strangeness emerged only afterward. A viewer contacted the station to report that something unusual had passed behind Hessler during the live shot. When the footage was reviewed, a ghostly apparition can be seen drifting across the left side of the frame.
And as you can see behind me here, we have a few gravestones, but what you can't see.
It moves quietly and steadily, distinct from fog or camera glare, before vanishing from view. Neither Hessler nor the crew on site reacted at the time. Cemeteries have long been regarded in folklore as sites of concentrated paranormal activity, places where memory and mortality overlap. Green Ridge sits in a region steeped in bloody American history. Battles of Saratoga were fought nearby in 1777, a pivotal conflict in the American Revolutionary War. Roughly 530 soldiers were killed in the fighting. Local legend insists that not all of them ever truly left. Visitors over the years have described hearing phantom drumbeats or what sounds like distant musket fire echoing along otherwise quiet paths. The area's folklore also includes the story of Angeline Tubbs, remembered as the Witch of Saratoga. She followed her British fiancé to America during the Revolutionary War, only to be abandoned after the Saratoga campaign. Tubbs is said to have survived alone in the wilderness near the springs, becoming a reclusive figure associated with fortune-telling and eccentric behavior. Whether history or embellishment, her name persists in local lore as a solitary presence tied to the region's past. It is impossible to determine what appeared in the broadcast footage. In a place defined by memory, the camera may have captured nothing more than chance. Or it may have recorded a fleeting reminder that some stories refuse to remain buried. On January 31, 2024, footage was submitted to the Rocky Mountain Sasquatch YouTube channel, a platform devoted to reports and analysis of alleged Bigfoot encounters. The video, provided by a man identified only as John, captures a dark, solitary figure moving across a snowbound slope in the Wasatch Range, a 160-mile spine of rugged peaks stretching from Idaho to Utah. The terrain is unforgiving. The mountainside is steep, layered with approximately 90 inches of compacted snow that reportedly hardens into ice for much of the day. Traversing even 18 inches of snow can significantly impede a 6-foot-tall adult, as demonstrated in comparative footage by Matthew Anderson. Yet the figure in the recording advances with striking ease, maintaining steady speed and balance where missteps would seem inevitable. According to the individuals who filmed the encounter, the sighting occurred near a peak at roughly 9,000 feet in elevation. They themselves were positioned in a valley below at approximately 4,200 feet. Using a high-powered spotting scope, they pressed a camera lens against the eyepiece to capture the distant movement, an improvised method that required zooming across more than 3 miles of alpine expanse. Through the magnified frame, the figure appears to move upright on 2 legs. Its silhouette is distinct against the snow, and at certain angles a shadow stretches beside it, reinforcing the impression of physical mass rather than drifting debris or shifting light. In the aftermath of the sighting, a helicopter pilot conducted an aerial survey of the area. From above, large tracks were observed embedded in the snowpack. The impressions formed a single, linear pattern, each footprint placed directly in front of the other, consistent with a long striding gait often attributed in Bigfoot lore to a creature moving swiftly and efficiently across difficult terrain. The identity of the figure remains undetermined. What is evident in the footage is this: whatever crossed that steep slope did so with a confidence and capability that defies easy explanation. In this video, a man, possibly a farmer, stands alone in the darkness when an abrupt, piercing cry splits the night. The sound is deeply unsettling. It carries a strange, dual quality, as if both human and animal were fused into a single, anguished voice. At moments, it seems to form the word help, though the distortion makes certainty impossible. The ambiguity is what makes it so disturbing. The cry repeats, echoing across the fields with a raw, almost deliberate intensity. Visibly shaken, the man retreats to his vehicle. He shuts the door quickly, sealing himself inside the small space, and makes the sign of the cross. Even through the closed windows, the screaming continues, loud enough to be faintly audible over the muffled quiet of the vehicle. Skeptics suggest the sound could belong to wildlife. Certain animals are capable of producing startling vocalizations. A distressed goat, a moose during rutting season, or another nocturnal creature whose calls can mimic something eerily human. Others are less convinced. Some listeners have compared the cry to the legendary banshee, a female spirit in Irish folklore whose piercing wail, or keening, is said to foretell death. In parts of Appalachia, long-standing traditions warn against responding to screams heard in the woods at night. Such sounds are sometimes attributed to witches, restless spirits, or shape-shifting entities said to lure the curious deeper into the dark. Whether the source was natural or something born of superstition, the effect is undeniable. The cries do not sound benign. They do not invite investigation. And in the solitude of a rural night, when visibility is low and certainty is lower, retreating behind locked doors may be the most rational response of all. For more episodes, be sure to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon for notifications.